Quarterbacks playing their last year in the NFL. Ryan Fitzpatrick. Selected in the 2005 draft by the St. Louis Rams, Fitzpatrick was the 250th pick and last of the QBs selected in the draft. After leaving Miami to step aside for Tua to take over as starter, the football team seemed to be a perfect chance for him to see out the twilight years of his career as a starter. Unfortunately, after an injury in Week 1 versus the Chargers, he would sit the rest of the season out. Heineke will likely continue as the starter for Washington next season, ending any chance of Fitzpatrick becoming a starter again. He has been with 9 different teams since joining the league and has never played in the playoffs. Cam Newton. Cam Newton returned to the Panthers this year and upon scoring a rushing TD in his first game back, shouted, I'm back, to the crowd. However, with inconsistent performances since then, he has been benched a couple of times for PJ Walker. With the return of Sam Darnold, expect to see less of him on the field and ultimately the end of the 21-22 season being the season known as Newton's last season to start an NFL game. With a completion percent of 54.8 and a passer rating of 64.4 this year, don't expect it to be one that anyone remembers fondly, especially in Carolina. Cam should be remembered for the brilliant 2015 regular season he had with the Panthers, but maybe not the Super Bowl. Ben Roethlisberger. Despite off-field scandals, the veteran quarterback has been with the Steelers throughout his career and has been started since drafted in 2004. Ben led the Steelers to 2 Super Bowls and has the record of the worst passer rating in a Super Bowl of 22.6 in Super Bowl 40 versus the Seahawks, although they still won the game. Mike Tomlin and Big Ben appear 7th on the list of longest head coach and QB tandem. With the final game of the season coming against division rivals Ravens, expect an emotional goodbye for the veteran QB. Joe Flacco. 18th pick by the Ravens in the 2008 draft, Flacco spent 10 years at the Ravens, winning the Super Bowl with them in 2012. Traded to Denver in 2019, Flacco was the Broncos' starting QB before injury ended his season early. Now, as a backup at the Jets, he has played 2 games, one as a starter in the loss to the Dolphins. Zach Wilson is very much the future of the Jets, likely backed up by Mike White in the coming years. Don't expect to see Joe Flacco starting again in this league. Having said that, he may find one more lucrative deal to back up somewhere for one more year. Tyrod Taylor. Taylor has had a very up-and-down career since coming into the league with the Ravens. The highlight season has to be 2015 with the Bills, where he threw for 3,035 yards, 20 TDs and 6 INTs with 4 rushing TDs and a passer rating of 99.4. In the 2017 season, the Bills actually dropped him for Nathan Peterman, which was a decision soon reversed as Peterman threw 5 INTs in one half versus the Chargers. Taylor had one playoff game, a loss to the Jaguars, where before leaving the game due to concussion, he was 17 of 37 passes for 134 yards and 1 INT. Taylor would move on to a short spell with the Browns before backing up Rivers at the Chargers. Anthony Lynn made the call to have Taylor as a starter going into the 2020 season for the Chargers. However, before the Week 2 matchup to the Chiefs, Taylor would suffer an injury which resulted in a Chargers team doctor accidentally puncturing his lung. Herbert then overperformed, and by the time Taylor was ready to come back, Lynn had made the call to go with Herbert as the starter. Taylor would move on to the Texans and again land a start due to the ongoing Deshaun Watson saga. He would start 6 games for the Texans, but during a game versus the Colts, Taylor would be 5 of 13 for 45 yards and INT and would be benched for Mills. Mills would go on to start the rest of the season. Don't expect Taylor to land a starting position in the league again, and retirement will be the most likely outcome soon.